Got a parts order in again, and one of the things we got in our parts order was a new rubber donut that goes in between the two sides of the intake manifold here, air cleaner manifold I guess it's called, and the new clamp. This one I might have could have used it, but it doesn't look too spiffy, so you know, why not splurge for a new one? So let's hope the new one, yeah, a little bit more flexible than the old one was. So goes in between there. We also got a new clamp. I think this must have been, I don't know if this was the old clamp or not, or if we don't even have the old clamp. I do have the, well I do but I don't. I have to go and get the air cleaner itself. Never have picked that up. And one of these days I got to make a road trip and go get that before it disappears completely. Because we're really going to need that. So this got a little covering on it. Must be shiny chrome plated, I suppose. So that goes in there like that, and that goes like that. Lord only knows where the bolt goes, but I don't think we're going to be able to fasten this together on the bench. So I think what we got to do is put it on the car and assemble it there on the car, and we can do that. And maybe I'll find a picture somewhere that shows me where most people orient the clamp: top, bottom, side, middle, whatever. And then of course we've got a couple of gaskets here go between the carburetors and this manifold. Got some other stuff in the box of stuff. We got our transmission mounts. And they look pretty good. They did a nice job on them. We got a line for oil pressure gauge. That new fan belt, and got a bag of little bits and pieces there. Got a new clamp for our hood hinge, some ferrules for the grill shell, got our fuel pump elbow, and what else we got? We got some grommets and donuts, and then we got the clips for that cover on the transmission shifter. So got a little bit of work to do. Little small jobs, we'll get them knocked out. And I got this parts order in, and we managed to install some of them. We've got our donut here and our clamp and our little manifold for our air cleaner installed. There's a little bit of covering on here. It's a nice shiny chrome or stainless clamp, so we'll leave that covering on until we're done. Protect that. We got the little ferrules or grommets, whatever you want to call them, that go in the grill shell, where the brackets come out for the arms that support the wings, if you want to call them that, fenders. And I've got one more bracket I got to get there, so we got that on. And we did also install our circlips in our gear shift, so that's all put back together. We've got a couple of transmission mounts to put in, and I think we'll do that now. come across another example of fine British engineering. Some genius put that bolt right there, and it either hits on the cross member or it hits on the little bracket for the tonneau cover. And I don't know if we can jack the engine up high enough to get the head of that bolt above that bracket. And I don't think they were smart enough to leave enough room in between the tube and the bracket for the bolt to come out. So I guess they decided that the only way you could change the motor mount was to pull the engine out. It really took some genius thinking there. We'll let's see if we can jack this thing up. I don't know how much higher that's going to want to go. Oh man, they're sneaking up on it. Another ½ an inch, maybe, before the whole thing goes kapowie. Yeah, that's about it right there. Yeah, we just might make it. Look at that. Even a blind squirrel finds a nut every once in a while. That is definitely broken. Definitely needed replaced. Alrighty then. Let's see what we got going on here now. Maybe we can get that bolt started back in there. Get it in there so it clears the bracket. Get this one started. Okay, we'll just leave them a little on the loose side and hope when we let it down it drops into place. Now, gotta go that way. Now, looks like this is a multi-person job here. We'll have to get a big bar out and see what we can do. So what we've had to do is unbolt the mount on the other side. We had the bolt started and drop the mount down into the bracket and come around on this side and take one of the bolts out. This one you can't take out because you can't get it back in again, and push the transmission over that away a little bit and got this to drop down in the bracket. So what I'm hoping now is when I lower that down, this other pin will drop through the bracket. We get a couple of nuts started and then get it down far enough to get this other bolt started, and then go work on the other side and get the bolts from the backside of the transmission started into the mount. So, God, this is complicated. Unnecessarily so, in my opinion, but what do I know? I'm not a car designer, I just work on them. Okay, a couple of wiggles, 2 pushes, and a pry, and we got all the bolts started. So I think those new mounts are in there. Not a fun job. So we get these tightened up, and I just got a couple of nuts on the bottom. I gotta pull them off and put some washers in there. This bolt down here is going to be aggravating till the very end, down in there in front of that cross member. Thing's trying to eat my wrench. Top it all off. I think bolts are metric heads on them. I got a 3/4 here, and the British Standard wrench doesn't want to fit, and the 3/4 is a little sloppy, so it's most likely 17 or 19 millimeters, somewhere around there. There's something else to be aggravating. Okay. Almost ate the wrench. Okay, we go around and snug the what's up on, the what's up. Snug up the ones on the other side and get the bottoms bolted on and take the rest of the day off.